Good morning, fellow orchid lovers. It's Danielle here with a quick video on the orchids that I obtained at the orchid show I attended yesterday. So every year there's a place near us called Planting Fields Arboretum, and they always have an orchid show, and every year somehow I miss it. Well, this year I did not. As you can see, I purchased quite a few plants. So I just wanted to share them with you, let you know what I got. And I'm going to share with you my most exciting one right away. Usually I save it to the last, but I'll rush through the other ones to get to that one. So I want to give them their appropriate time. So I went to the orchid show knowing that Ecugenera was going to be there and knowing that they carry this plant. I don't know, some of you may already recognize what it is. I love the blooms. You can see in the photo, they're not in good shape. But just in case you don't know what it is the Oncidium naevium. I've wanted this orchid for like over 2 years, but unless I want to order it from another country like Ecuador, it's not, I haven't found it personally available here in the United States. So I went to their booth and sure enough, boom, right in front of me, there was just one. They wanted $40 for her. And I tried to talk to the lady and say, this plant's not in good shape. Can I get a discount? And she's like, this is a very special plant. So I paid $40 for this wreck of a plant just because I really wanted this plant. And I know that I may have just like thrown $40 away. I knew I was doing it while I was doing it. But I really wanted this plant. So we're going to see if we can help this poor thing. So as you can see, the spikes are not in good shape. They're dying back, and it's not just because she was in full bloom. This plant has a lot wrong with her. I have never had spider mites before, but I'm pretty sure that's what she has. Doing research online, I did treat her already, so you don't see them. Doing research online, again, I've never had spider mites, so I don't know for sure that's what this was or is. But that's what I'm treating her for because I'm pretty sure she has spider mites. So that's one of her problems. And it's extensive. I mean, it's everywhere. She's completely infested. There were webs on the flowers. It's bad. Really, really bad. She doesn't have a very good root system. It's pretty bad, actually. And then her newest growth that is putting out the flowers, there's a certain like yellow-brown quality that a plant will get when it's rotting and when things are going horribly awry, and that is the color that this plant is manifesting. So I was hesitant to spend the money on her, but then I noticed she has another new growth here. So I'm keeping my eye on that, and if I see that it's actually rotting, it's going to affect the rest of the plant, I'm just going to take it off. But there is hope for her in this new growth. So that's the reason why I felt that I could spend the $40 and possibly save her. So she's been treated for spider mites, and she's also been treated for fusarium. She does have like a puncture here in her pseudobulb that is slightly soft, so that worries me as well. So anyways, yeah, she's been treated for spider mites, which what I did is I do 2 parts water to 1 part dish soap and 1 part alcohol. And then you mix that up really good and you just basically douse her with it. And that's what I did. I do already notice a difference. There were teeny tiny dots on the undersides of the leaves and those are gone. So, but you can't just do 1 treatment for spider mites. You have to do it like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. Because you want to make sure that if there are any eggs that are left behind, you're getting whatever's hatching. So I'm going to be treating her for the next couple of weeks. She's going to be far, far away for the rest of my collection. Far, far away from the rest of my collection because I've never had spider mites and I don't plan on getting them now. So anyways, she is a rescue mission. As you can see, she's in some pretty pitiful shape. I spent a lot of money on a dying plant, but I wanted her so badly that I just bit the bullet and I did it. So, obviously if she's in rough shape, she may not bloom for a couple more years while I'm trying to save her, But, you know, that's time that I'm willing to put into her. So we'll see how she goes. So that's my my stupid purchase. And now we'll move on to smarter ones. So I switched to my other hand, so just in case there's anything on my hand that I was using to touch her, it will not transfer to these plants. So I bought 2 Latoria types. I am in love with Latoria types. They grow so easy for me, and they bloom so profusely that I just, you know, anytime I see Latoria, I'm extremely tempted. And this guy had several. I was actually surprised at how many plants I have that were at the show. I'm like, I have that, I have that, I have that, I have that, that. And then I was talking to the guy that had these 2 Latorias, and he's like, oh, well, I have a Spectacebal. Have you ever seen one of them? I was like, I have it. And then he's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, what about Firewings? Have you ever seen that? I'm like, I have it. And I was like, oh God, maybe this hobby is getting a little out of control. So anyways, these are my 2 new Latorias. This one is, oh, that's the back of the tag. That's not going to help you at all. This is Dendrobium Nora Tokunaga. And her flowers are really pretty. She's got like a pure white. And it's a lot more, I think that this orchid is called like the flying bird orchid or something like that because of the way it looks like a bird spreading its wings. So unlike my Atroviolacea that has like the petals that go like this, she's more like level, but she's really pretty. She's got the green and the purple in her lip and then this really sharp contrast with the white. She seems like a very healthy plant. There were several there, so I looked through them really good to make sure I was getting, you know, a good plant. She has a couple of spikes. And then she also has 3 new growths coming up. She was the only one with 3 new growths. The rest of them only had 2. So I took her. Woo! Careful, Danny. Yeah, so I'm really excited about her. I do not detect a scent on her. And I don't know if she's supposed to be. I don't think all Latoria types have a strong scent. And it may just be, you know, the transport from, you know, her nursery to the place and then not being in the sun and all that kind of stuff. I know that, you know, most of them, when there's strong sunlight, that's when their scent is the strongest. So it may just be that she hasn't experienced enough sunlight in a while to put forth a scent. So she may develop one, but right now she doesn't. The next one is this guy. This is a Latoria type that I've seen online, but I've never actually seen in person. And when I saw it online, excuse me, I was not impressed with it. I didn't think it was all that special. But seeing it in person, I changed my mind. You know, I like funky and different. So this one is Dendrobium Little Green Apples. So her blooms, see this color green? They stay that color green, and then they get a black lip. So cool, like black. so cool. So I had to have her. So again, I looked through, you know, the different plants that were there. This is the only one that had 2 spikes, and they weren't open yet. So I picked these 2. So I'm sorry I don't have blooms to show you, but if you want to look it up, it's Dendrobium Little Green Apples. And they, I mean, the quality of the picture online is not going to show you, like when they bloom, I'll share them with you. Like I said, I saw the picture online and I wasn't impressed, but in person, they were gorgeous. So I had to have her. I got 2 Miltoniopsis. This one is, oh, sorry, it's not. I've never seen this one before. It's quite a complicated cross, as you can see. There's TomeYokoyama, Black Swallow, crossed with Madelyn. I can't see that word. Durham Sundrop. But what really drew me to her is, I mean, she's not fully opening yet. All of her blooms are starting to open, but they're not fully open. But look at that, like, oh my goodness, the color saturation and the contrast, like it's, the white just makes it like pop. And the lip, it's coming through a lot more red on the video. It's almost black. So it is really, really beautiful. Like, I'm really quite excited about her. And no 2 flowers are the same. Like the color on the lip and then the dots in the back. No two flowers are the same, so it's just really, really pretty. She is a rather pitiful plant. Not pitiful, like not healthy, but she's literally a pseudobulb with a tiny little pseudobulb attached. So I'm pretty sure she's probably a division of some sort from a bigger plant, but she does have 2 spikes. So hopefully, you know, after she's done with her spikes, she'll start putting up some new growths. I have not repotted any of these yet. I literally just got up and said, let me make a video of my beautiful plants that I got yesterday. So, yeah. So I didn't unpot any of them yesterday because it was a long day and I was exhausted. Because after we did the orchid show, we then walked around the arboretum. They have a mansion there, the co-house. We went in the co-house. So it was a lot of walking for me, and I don't do that well with a lot of walking. I have a lot of issues with my body. So the next one is this one. This is Hajime Ono Cherry Fire mixed with Lavender Moon. So I have this one, but I don't have this variation. And I gotta tell you, they look nothing alike. Like this plant here looks nothing like this. And when I saw this, I was like, holy cow, I've never seen a Miltoniopsis like this before. Most of the Miltoniopsis that I've seen are, you know, similar to this, not quite as saturated, you know, not with the black. But that's the, excuse me, the basic coloration. This one, I've never seen a lip that's this ornate before. So my husband actually helped me pick this one out. We were deciding between a couple different Miltoniopsis, and he liked this one the best. So as you can see, she is in full bloom. I don't think she has any more buds left. This is 2 different spikes, only 3 flowers per spike. So not like a huge, huge showing, but still very decent. The plant itself is a little bit better than the other one. She has several pseudobulbs. She has a new growth. She has an older pseudobulb here. So, you know, she's not in terrible shape. She does have some yellowing on her leaves, which Miltoniopsis do as they're putting out new growths and stuff like that. The older bracts will yellow and fall off. So that is normal. So that doesn't freak me out when I see that. But I do want to get her out of the pot and really investigate her because they have a tendency to get that orange rot Miltoniopsis. So I want to get her out. Hey, guys, I'm filming. Give me 2 more seconds. I got 1 more plant, okay? Okay. So I want to get her out of the pot and see what condition her roots are in. And the base of the pseudobulbs, I want to make sure that they're not, you know, getting orange and yucky and showing signs of that. Hey, what did I just say? Go outside if you want to do that. And then my husband actually picked this plant. This one, we thought it was sold because it was off to the side next to something that was marked sold. And my husband saw it and he's like, wow, that is a cool plant. He's getting more and more interested in orchids. And actually, I was talking to my friend the other night. We went over to her house to hang out. And she was asking me questions about orchids and he was answering them. And he was right. I was like, wow. He's picking this up. He's paying attention. So yes. Oh, I should have included. He just bought me another mini phal the other day. I got some test results and they came back good. So he brought me home a little celebratory mini phal. So I should have included that in this video. I'll do it in my next video. So anyways, he saw this plant. He thought it was really cool. We thought it was sold. And then they said, no, it's still available. And they told us the price and I said I'd take it. And as I'm buying it, I'm like, you know what? That looks like a wildcat. Now, you know, I've only been growing for 3 years. So there are some things I know. There are some things I don't know. I'm still a noob at this point. There's a lot I don't know. So me making the statement that it looks like a wildcat, I didn't want to say it out loud because I didn't want anyone to mock me. But sure enough, we get the plant. The guy gives it to us and look at the tag. So I was right. I felt so proud of myself. So it was a wildcat and it's the variation bobcat. So this is the second wildcat that I have. I have another wildcat. Don't ask me the name. I don't remember it. But the flowers are green with like a burgundy, like brownish color on them. I've never seen the flowers. It hasn't actually bloomed for me yet. So we'll see if we can get her to bloom hopefully next season. Guys, she had a really poor root system when I got her. So, you know, she's been in recovery, so we'll see what happens. But a nice, beautiful, long flower spike. I mean, this thing is huge. It's almost as tall as I am if you put it on the ground, because I'm pretty short. And nice, chunky, fat, healthy, beautiful pseudobulbs. So I'm really excited. And then she has a couple of new growth starting over here. So she is well on her way to being a very healthy plant, and I am very happy to see that. So those are my new babies. So we're going to integrate them into our collection. Again, the naevium I'm going to keep off on her own and segregate her, not because I don't love her, just because she needs some extra care. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. Several people have asked for fertilizing videos, so I'm going to do one on that. I'm going to probably work in my fusarium treatments into that video as well, just like kind of the two at once. There were a few other requests for other types of videos, and I do take all of those requests on board, and I will get to them. So if you have requests for any other types of videos, like on specific types of plants, I know someone wants to know how to save an orchid with no roots, so I'm going to do a video on that. If you have anything specific that you want me to show you about certain orchid culture, like in growing hydroponically like I do, I will certainly do that for you. Sorry, I know the camera's moving. It's because I'm gesturing at my dogs to be quiet for just a few more seconds. And now she's leaning on me. Yeah, so these are my puppies. They're a little rambunctious. This is Aurora. This is my Doberman. And that is Jet. That is her little sister. She is a pit mix. And they, you know, they have more energy than they know what to do with, so... anyways, yeah, so if you have any ideas of videos or questions or anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you all next time.